What up, Raf leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Look where we are on the other half of Charlotte Street. This is Border Street, and beyond this Border Street is a cemetery. So that cemetery is what separates the eastern half of Border Street, the eastern half of Charlotte Street, from this western half. So what I want to do is show you what's happening on this western half of Charlotte Street. In fact, changes in the last year, even in the last few months, have been significant and dramatic. So since the last time I've shown you Charlotte Street, a lot of changes have happened, and I want to point them out to you in this video, where I'm addressing developments in Georgetown, in this case in Charlotte Street, as a result of the oil and gas industry. Guyana now has the fastest growing economy in the world, and one of the things that has happened is that a lot of the money from the oil and gas industry is beginning to flow into the rest of the society in things like new construction, new buildings, new businesses, new companies, and new investments, new demand, because lots of people have moved into Guyana from South America, from Brazil and Venezuela, because of the growing economy. And so what I want to show you now is what's happening. This is Alexander Street. Alexander Street and the north, that's Regent Street, and in the south, that's South Road and Kroll Street. So as we cross over Alexander Street, you can see the last time I showed you here, there was new supermarket. That was new supermarket is open, and on this side there is some renovation, some renovated buildings. But what mostly has happened is that some of these buildings that used to be empty are now occupied by stores and businesses, because as you can see, this is an important part of the city. It's part of the downtown business district. So a lot of businesses want to move here because of the foot traffic and the street traffic that they can get just by being in the downtown area. So for example, these are all new businesses that have opened since the last time you've been here. That's Hidden Treasures Academy, Parts Finder. This lot is now in preparation for another building that's going up in a few months. They're going to start constructing here. And as you approach Camp Street, you can see coming up a new restaurant, which we'll get to in a sec. One of the problems of doing this in the middle of the day, of course, is because you have to deal with all this traffic. I tend to do this early in the morning to avoid traffic, but I figured I'd do this one today because in the daytime, because I want to show you how busy it is in Georgetown. There's traffic jams all over. This used to be the American store, right? That's where you could buy imported goods during the period when there were lots of banned products. You could use, that's one of the places where you could use US dollars to shop. Like I said, that used to be Viola Burnham's store. Now this is what I want to show you. This is a new building they built here at the corner of Camp Street. So we're on Camp Street now. That's Camp Street, looking north towards Regent Street. That's Footsteps Mall. That parking lot belongs to the church, the Christian Mission Church. That's looking back in the direction we came. So as we cross over Camp Street, what we find is Fire Express has just opened a new restaurant here at this corner. This is supposed to be a This building is supposed to be a office tower where you can rent office space. And this is Thai Express. It's a new this is a new fast food chain. I'm gonna come in here and try the food eventually because, like I said, I have another channel that specializes on food. That's Raffle Nation Food. I'm gonna come in here and test the food for you so that you can see what Thai Express food is like. But let's continue our tour of Charlotte Street. So that's Camp Street. We're just coming from Camp Street. Like I said, it's quite busy. Quite busy on a weekday. Today is not a holiday, it's Tuesday, 11th of April. This is Chetty Jagan Dental Surgery. Like I said, the Jagan name is on a number of buildings in Guyana now. That's the son of Dr. Chetty Jagan, who has a dental practice here in Guyana and in New York. This is a new building to let. This one has, I think, been completed in the last couple of months. This is a new business operation. They seem to be parking the expensive vehicles in that parking lot, but that's new. These are not new buildings, but they have been refurbished. Right, these have been refurbished in the last couple of months or so. That's Morgan's Furniture Store. Just looking back where we came from. These streets are narrow, so you probably have to step away a bit to see these buildings because they're now becoming quite tall. Like I said, because of the narrowness of the plots of land on which they're built, the form factor of these buildings is slim and tall. That's slim and narrow and tall. This is also freshly renovated. It's a new building here on Charlotte Street. This one has not changed. That's a retail store. Right, that's Rena's Fashion. As we approach the intersection with the Charlotte Street and Wellington Street, you can see that's a Toyota dealership. That's Bihari's Automotive. The Bihari Group owns that. There is the Jesus Christ is Lord Universal Church. I think this is a Brazilian church. So that's new. A lot of Brazilian pastors have moved over here to support their own Brazilian immigrants, and so they're set up a lot of churches, evangelical churches, to support the Brazilian community. This is a Toyota dealership that's run by the Bihari Group. Again, looking down Wellington Street to the south, South Road and Crowell Street, and looking north towards Regent Street, looking back along Charlotte Street. So this is it, guys. This is what's happening. Lots of changes, lots of new developments here on Charlotte Street in Georgetown. Last time we were in this neck of the woods, I think I showed you there was a new Honda dealership. Right, that's the church. This used to be a cinema that is now being converted into a evangelical church. On this side you have Bihari outlet. So Bihari manufactures a lot of household items, curry powder and spices and so on. And this is their wholesale outlet where you can buy products. So the Bihari Group is on this block. This is also Bihari's service center there for their vehicles, distribution center. That's Champion. They make the Champion brand products, and I think they also make Indie special madras curry and so on. So this is what's happening here on Charlotte Street in Georgetown. This is what the changes look like in Charlotte Street. The last time we were here, I think this Honda building, the Honda dealership, was just being opened. This is Bihari's Automotive Center. But on this side, this is a Honda building. This building had just been constructed last time I walked down Charlotte Street. This is now a fully operational dealership, Honda dealership. And I still haven't actually done a tour inside. I think I've seen some of the vehicles there. But this is the Honda dealership, Honda and Isuzu dealership here. Marix and Company Limited run that. And of course there are law offices in these buildings in this neck of the woods, because of course the courts are here. The magistrates, Georgetown Magistrates Court, the Supreme Court is in the next block, and these buildings are all offices that support the law practices of lawyers in the court system in Guyana. This is King Street. Right, we're approaching King Street, and at this intersection there was a Sharon's Mall that was burned. There was a fire here a year ago, I believe, or a little more than a year ago, that took out the Sharon's Mall. That's St. George's Cathedral at the north end of King Street, and south we're looking towards South Road and Kroll Street, and that's the courts. The mall has not yet been rebuilt. Behind this wall is rubble, and I suppose plans to rebuild. These buildings have also been completed since the last time I came down here. In fact, one of them is still under construction, but these are law offices as well. Punai and Punai law offices in this building, so that's new. This one is under construction. I suppose another set of law offices are going to be located in that building. As we come to the end of Charlotte Street, this is the western end of Charlotte Street. This is the Georgetown Magistrates Court and what used to be the land registry. It's now been moved across the street. This is the City Engineers Department building, the blue and white buildings here, and the land registry has been moved over onto Republic Avenue, the building at the top of Charlotte Street. That's the land registry and the commercial registry. So that's what's happening here, guys. This is Charlotte Street. Those are the changes that have happened here in Charlotte Street. A lot of it commercial, because of course it's the center of the commercial district in Georgetown, passes through the center of the commercial district, and therefore it's one of the most important streets in Guyana for commerce. There are a couple of automotive centers, like I showed you. The Honda and Toyota dealerships are both located on this street, and that new restaurant Thai Express, which I should get back to soon, and which you can see some of my videos on food on my food channel. Go to Raffle Nation Food and subscribe there for all the coming videos on food. But that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Let people know what's happening here on Charlotte Street in Georgetown, Guyana. Later.